Welcome to the Morristown Uke Jam. Each of our videos has a free, full-color ukulele song sheet with lyrics, chords, and chord pictures. The first link in the video description will take you to the song sheet for this song. You'll also find a link there to a free Dropbox with all our hundreds of song sheets, each of which has its own free tutorial video. After the song, I'll do a basic tutorial and a slow-motion close-up play-along that you might find helpful now. If you like this video, please like this video with a thumbs up, and if you want lots more, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I heard it through the grapevine. We're attempting the Marvin Gaye version. Here goes. 5, 6, 7, 8. I bet you're wondering how I knew about your plans to make me blue with some other guy you knew before. Between the two of us guys, I know you love me more. I love you more. Took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Oh, I'm tearing through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, just about to lose my mind, honey, honey, yeah. I know a man ain't supposed to cry, but these tears I can't hold inside. Losing you let my life, you see, 'cause you mean that much to me. You could have told me yourself that you love someone else, but instead I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, I'm just about to lose my mind, honey, honey, yeah. People say believe half of what you hear, see some and none of what you hear, but I can't help being confused. If it's true, please tell me, dear, do you plan to let me go for the other guy you knew before? Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, I'm just about to lose my mind, honey, honey, yeah. Honey, honey, I know that you're letting me go. Said I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine. All right. Okay, I heard it through the grapevine. By the way, there are two versions of this song sheet in the same file. Go to the song sheet file, there are 2 pages. The second page is a way easier version in the same key, meaning you can play it alongside a few people. You know, you could have 3 people playing the easy version, 3 people playing the complex version. They'll meld together very nicely. In the video we just did, there were people playing both versions, and I'm guessing you couldn't tell. So, okay, in fact, I'm going to go over the second page first. I'm going to go over the simple version first, just because it's so simple. I'll be done with it in no time. And then I'll go over the more complex version with its tab, intro, and lots more chord transitions and things like that. Okay, so on the simple version, it has no tab. You know this? It doesn't have that part at the beginning. Instead, it has simple strumming, and it does it this way. The only way I could describe the strum, during most of the song, it's strummed to the words, heard it in the grapevine, or heard it through the grapevine, sorry, heard it through the grapevine. That's where the emphasis is, right? I probably pause occasionally, like heard, pause, through the grapevine. you know, okay, I do it. But if you didn't do any pauses at all, if you just emphasized those three parts, I heard it through the grapevine, how much longer would you be mine? Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Those are the points of emphasis, right? Those are the most important parts of the strum. So I think I'm not actually going to talk anything more about that until the chorus, because the chorus has maybe my funnest line of the song, and it has a different, actually easier strum, but that I think adds a lot of panache to the song. Okay, so in the intro, 3 times very lightly, then 1 time bolder, and then go, you know, it's starting into the song. So here's what it is. When I wrote, you know, repeated chords, D minor, G, D minor, here's what I meant. D minor, G, D minor, like that. See how you can hear that? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the second line. D minor, G, G. That's why I wrote it that way, just so you can see that's what it is. Now I'm going to do that slowly 3 times, like this, so you can see my hands. 5, 6, 7, and... bolder. Ooh, I bet you're wondering how I knew. That's how it goes. That's how the intro goes. Okay, now chord transitions. From D minor to A is pretty straightforward. You can think of your middle finger as the stability point because it stays exactly where it is. You pick up your ring finger and you move your index finger over one, and you have your A there, right? So from D minor to A is a pretty stable move, and then your index finger becomes the stability point because it's just going to slide up 1. Everything else picks up, but your index finger just slides up 1 to go to that G. So, ooh, I bet you're wondering how I knew about your plans to make me blue, right? There's some other guy. Now, sorry, the G back to a D minor. You have to pick up all your fingers and drop them back down. No way around it. I don't have any tricks. But hopefully, G and D minor are 2 of the first chords you get comfortable with. So, guy you knew before. Same chord transition. 2 of us guys knew I loved you more. Now here we go to the hardest chord in the song. I expect B minor. Took me by surprise. Here's how I do it. I index finger barring the 2nd fret, and then I drop my ring finger on the 4th fret, like that. Took me by surprise, I must say. By the way, the G, you have 2 choices. You can just drop your finger there to form the G. This is like a 2nd position G. Or you can go from there back to a regular open G. Your choice. Took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Now again, these chord transitions, sorry, no tricks. From B minor to G, this way is easy, but then to D minor you have to jump and do it. If you jump to the G, you still have to jump to the D minor. And D minor to G also is a jump. There's no continuation finger or anything like that between those chords. Sorry, sometimes at a cool song you just gotta practice. Alright, now the chorus. Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer would you be mine? Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Here's my favorite line. Ooh, I'm just about to lose my mind, honey, honey. It's a different chord, it's a different strum. You realize? It's just down, 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 down. It's just hammer at it like a jackhammer. That's what that is. Ooh, I'm just about to lose my mind, honey, honey. Yeah, I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be my baby. Ooh. Alright, now I'm going to play... No, I'm not going to play through that slow motion. I'm going to play through the other one. I'm going to go back to the harder version now, and I'm going to start right at the beginning of the song. Alright, here we go. Intro. Tab. What did I do? Well, the tab is out there. You know, you can see the pictures. If you understand how to read tab, if you don't, well, oh well. The idea is, you know, the numbers are the frets and the timing goes left to right. But so on this, with tab, usually, if I can, I try to use 4 fingers for the 4 strings, assign them each a string, and stay there. Sometimes it's hard to do that, and sometimes it's easier to do it another way. But my default is 4 fingers, 4 strings. This one works nicely that way. Also, my left hand, it's mostly a D minor shape, right? With that's the 2 here, and the 1 is there. Now I got to pick this up, but I start out on like a D minor shape. So what am I doing with my fingers? Again, the finger, what am I plucking with? It's always the ones that are assigned to that string. So, sorry. Sorry. And this, I use the pinky on the 4th fret of the 4th string, 4th counting from the floor, right? That's how that goes. And you notice, see, I'm using these fingers because here's my assignments. My 4 fingers assigned to the 4th string, so if I have to do these 2 strings, that's how I do it. So, and yes, it sounds better on a low G. Sorry, I wrote that in the song sheet too. It sounds pretty cool on a high G, but it sounds better and more authentic on a low G. Yeah, sorry, just that's it's a bass line, right? It's a bass line, so only a low G actually has that low string. So, all right, so what am I doing? I'm doing that 3 times, what I just described. And then after the 3rd time, I go, and here goes a slide. Oh, I bet you're wondering. Now, I can't really slide it because it's not the same shape, you know, but I do my best to have the sound of a slide coming in. That's the D minor 4th position. In other words, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those would be the 4, you know, 4th position of a D minor. You're just walking your way up the neck. And you don't have to do that, by the way. The reason I put that in bold red, bright red, that D minor with a superscripted 4, is because those are the chords you can ignore if you want to. In other words, if you would rather just stay on the D minor, you can do that. It has more panache if you play with the red, but if you're having difficulty or you just don't want to work that hard, you can ignore the red. In my song sheets, you can always ignore the red chords and it'll still sound okay. It won't be wrong. You can do that. That's also true throughout the verses. You know, there's 2 places in every verse where I go, right? It's a quick change. It's a quick change, and you can ignore that. You can just stay on the D minor instead of doing that bright red G D minor on there. All right, but let's go. So it goes up here to the 1st chorus. Ooh, I bet you're wondering how I knew about your. By the way, every time that bright red G D minor in the verses, 2 different times in each of the 3 verses, every time it's down, up, down on the G, up on the D minor. Every time it's that. So, bet you're wondering how I knew about your plans to make me blue. So how those chord transitions go? Bet you're wondering how I knew. Sorry? The jump from D minor to G, I mean, they're pretty basic chords, but there is no connection. You have to pick up all 3 fingers each time to get to those and back. And then about your plans. Now there, from D minor to A is a little easier because you leave your middle finger in place. About your plan to make me blue. And that one also, your A, your index finger stays on the same string, just slides up. With some other guy you knew before, between the 2 of us guys, you know I loved you more. Now, hardest chord in the song, Surprise. Playing this with a index finger barred on the 2nd fret, and then I drop my ring finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, counting from the floor. Sighs, I must say, You have your choice. You can bar this, drop a finger on a G, or you can do an open G. When I found out yesterday, don't you know I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine. See, now this is why I could have left the G suspended fourth in like bright red and said, oh, ignore that. But it's so easy. Do it. It has a little panache. All you have to do, G, you're on a G already. You're just adding your pinky. So you hear that. Right? Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, I'm just about to lose my mind. That's that persistent strum just on that line. Because then the next line, you're basically playing along with the chorus. Yeah, I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer would I be mine, baby? Now this runs into the interlude. It's the same chorus as in the interlude, and I'm going to play in slow motion and hopefully as crisply so you can hear it. It's D minor, G suspended fourth, D minor. And the reason you're doing that is so that you can drop down. Right? You hear that? So it's... And the way I shape them, D minor is normal, and then that G suspended fourth, I move my weak fingers. I ignore the index finger. I move my weak fingers over, and the reason I'm doing that, because they're already positioned there, but also that way I can go from there to there with my ring finger is my stability point, and I can make that change faster than I could have. Well, actually that's pretty fast too, but anyway, that's the way I do it. So it's... And you can hear it going with the main line. Heard it through the grapevine. Oh, sorry. Heard it through... Oh, well, yeah, it is like the verse. Heard it through the grapevine. Heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine, baby. That's the whole song. Okay, now I'm going to play slow motion just through the first chorus. That is to say, I'm going to play the tab, verse 1, well, the whole intro. Verse 1, the chorus. Slow motion, close up on my left hand so that you can follow along with those transitions in slow motion. Might be helpful for you. Here it goes. 5, 6, 7, and... I knew, sorry about that, about your plans to make me blue with some other guy you knew before. Between the two of us guys, you know I loved you more. It took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Don't you know that I heard it through the grapevine? Not much longer would you be mine. Oh, I heard it through the grapevine. Ooh, I'm just about to lose my mind, honey, honey, yeah, yeah. Heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine, baby. I'm gonna go into the interlude. That's it. See you Wednesday. Bye.